Okay. What do you think, Kevin?
I concur.
Oh. No, I predict that in 2027, the political climate in Michigan is going to be much better. lieutenant governor for SOS. So you have a guy who never shows up to vote, Garland Gilchrist. In the last 8 years, he's been the lieutenant governor against Anthony Ferlini, who has experience with elections. So I don't know what Garland Gilchrist knows about elections,
I mean,
but they chose him.
I don't know what you really have to do to be lieutenant governor. Yeah, he reminded like that one of the aliens where they like push a button in his ear and then it comes out and the little alien
Right.
living inside.
He's like 9 foot tall.
Yeah, and he looks weird. He just
He
looks
does.
strange.
He wears big, square, goofy looking glasses, and now whatever. He's got quite the background before he was lieutenant governor. In community organizing. Well, he took the Barack Obama approach to politics, where you're
being black.
No.
Oh.
A community organizer.
Oh, okay.
Is the term. Anyways, it is set up. It is lined up head to head. Now through November, SOS AG candidates. Everybody knows who they're running against, and now it's time to get right busy to elect Anthony Ferlini for Michigan Secretary of State, and our good buddy Doug Lloyd for Michigan Attorney General.
Honestly, I think that our candidates in that regard, I mean, they are fantastic, both of them, and compared to who they're going against.
I know.
I mean, not just because they're Democrats,
but you know what bothers me is voters select those other type of people. It's really weird.
Yeah, I know.
It's really weird.
Gross.
But anyways, today's show, we I don't know, 6 months ago, had the founder of 10X Votes on here to talk about 10X Votes.
Yeah.
Because we couldn't get our guest that we have today, their representative that's been running all over the state.
Yeah, and he was in the green room, and I don't see him now.
Oh.
So you know.
But anyways, Lance Griffin is our guest today. He is the spokesperson for 10X Votes, and he explains it the best. Not that Drew didn't know what he was talking about, because he did. But Lance is the salesman.
Yeah, he's out there talking about it a lot. I mean, we see him everywhere.
I can't shake him.
He's everywhere.
He's everywhere. I assume he's employed by 10X Votes, and he does his job well. He is everywhere talking about 10X Votes. So we're going to talk about 10X Votes. And just to, set the stage, anybody can use 10X Votes.
Anybody.
It's designed that you just go on the website, 10xvotes.com, and you just kind of scroll through the map, your neighbors and your relatives and your friends, and you find out who doesn't vote regularly.
Right.
And then you call them on the phone, or you go over to their house and you say, hey, why ain't you been voting? We really need you to vote. Lance will tell you, Michigan isn't a purple state. We're a red state.
Yeah.
But our Republican voters don't like to turn out. He has the numbers. They're staggering. Known Republican voters that don't go vote. So This is a great thing. You pick out 10 of these people on the website, and then you go knock on their door, and you tell them, hey, I really need you to vote. And then I need you to log on to 10X Votes and pick out 10, and it grows and grows. And we fill this void of, we call them low propensity voters. Let's clear up that term right now. That means people who don't vote regularly.
Right.
Low propensity. That's a new term to me a couple of years ago.
Yeah. 2002, 20, or 22,
so
22?
I was screwing around today on the 10X Votes, and I noticed my very close neighbor, who I get along with the best, Tim Motes, is a low propensity voter.
What do you know?
But you notice, I didn't notice that his wife was. I think she votes regularly.
Or not registered at all.
Mm.
Never has been, kind of thing.
Or votes Democrat. She doesn't.
Dun.
There's no way she does. There's no way she does. Anyways, I will be talking to them when I return from Traverse City, because right when we're done with the show today, I get in the car and I head to Traverse City for some township training. With the Michigan Township Association. Do you remember last year I went up to Grand Rapids for that?
Vaguely.
And I did it. I joined the show from my motel room.
Oh, yeah. I do remember that
I think you had the John Smith on here.
I think we did have John Smith on.
I don't know what we talked about. Well, we talked about the Michigan Township Association.
I think we were talking about Doge then.
Oh, I'm sure Doge was a big thing then.
Yeah, I think we were talking about Doge then.
You know what? Thursday is when the Michigan Township Association elects their new officers. Yeah, I've never been to like a meeting or anything like that.
Right.
But I thought, I should stick around and run for chair of the Michigan Township Association.
Yeah, you might as well.
Figure it out once I win. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, might as well add something to your plate. I thought right before the show, didn't you say something about you're quitting politics?
I am. I'm going to quit politics, and I am going to dive headfirst into the Michigan Township Association. I'm not.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I'm sure Mrs. Jennings there would not be very happy with you.
What would be the difference? Other than it might pay better. I don't know if it pays at all. I know this gig I got here doesn't pay well.
No.
It's an out-of-pocket situation, kind of like podcasting and having to buy a lot of cords.
A lot of cords, yeah. Cords are it's the biggest. It is the biggest overhead.
So you think your microphones would go bad or something? No, it's the freaking cords.
Well, like I said, the connections move, or the connections in the cord break because they're always moving. They're always adjusting, and your microphone stays put.
Well, I messed with mine a little bit.
I know, but
here,
the cords don't move.
So,
anyways,
you had Lance in the waiting room, but he's not there now.
Yeah, he was there right when we started the show, and I don't see him now.
I hope everything's all right with Lance.
I don't know. I apologize, guys. It looks like we're recording off a potato today because for some reason my computer is being special, so we're limping along.
So I noticed the camera, there's a delay.
Yeah, it's because and I'll use the technical terms because I don't know how to use layman terms on it. The CPU on my OBS is at 86%. It should be at about 15.
Does it need a new cord?
I don't know how to connect a cord to a program.
Just say
it's a good shot. I mean,
now I could always text the Lance, figure out. He did text me. He texted me. Am I in the right place? He asked.
He was, and then I don't.
That was at 2:20. What time is it?
It's 2:22.
Oh, you could have a. I'm in the waiting room. Am I in the right place?
I don't think he's in the right place because I don't see him in the waiting room. Let me refresh it though. Everything is running way behind. No, I do not see him. Well. Oh man.
Should he go out and maybe come back in?
Let's try that because I saw him and I accepted him and then it went away. Settings. I'm gonna try to fix my computer too because if it keeps doing this, then video. I don't know what's going on.
I can't talk and text.
Yeah, you're fine. I'm trying to keep the show going as well. But also playing with my problems. I have many.
By the way, my buddy, my new friend there from the Prisoner to Painter podcast.
Yeah,
he's been killing it lately. He's been gobs of different guests, but so remember Rick Bader?
Yeah,
and he got something happened to him. He's in a wheelchair now.
Yeah,
they get hit by a car.
I don't know exactly what happened.
And now he does his own thing called Wheelchair Mafia.
Yeah.
But Rick used to be quite the little promoter dude.
Yeah, he was pretty good at it.
But anyways, he was supposed to have the Rick Bader on his show. But he had problems with his equipment because you can't put the Rick Bader in your basement studio.
Oh.
And he has to remember the old times when we used to have to reset up our whole studio?
Yep.
He moved around, so they had a problem. So the Rick Bader couldn't be on. They've had the fire chief on. He's had all kinds of people on. He's doing really well as far as local podcasting goes. Had some comedians supposed to be on, but that guy's house caught on fire.
Oh, geez.
But 3 shows a week, and I seen him do a live, and I seen him do a live saying, he figured out when you do more than 2 a week, you do a disservice to your guest, because even me, I can't keep up with how many guests. It's always something,
Oh, yeah. No, absolutely.
So he was scaling back down to 2.
And real quick, we're going to go into, I'm going to call it radio mode because I have to restart the cameras, but they'll still be able to.
But anyways, the Painter to Prisoner podcast that I was on a couple of weeks ago is, boy, he's doing a lot, and you just don't know what kind of guests he's going to have on there. He's had everybody on there from the Derek Dobies to Amador, the chair of the Jackson Dems, myself, Jared Hopkins running for district judge. By the way, Jared Hopkins, people, if you remember, I think, and we interviewed him at the fair, Kevin, along with the Kelsey Guernsey.
I remember him.
And I liked Jared.
I did too.
I really did.
I was, yeah.
Now, I like Kelsey a lot. I'm glad she's our prosecutor, but I'm super glad that Jared came back around and now is running for, I think it's 12th District Court.
Okay.
You're a pretty darn good judge. So anyway, on there, what else is going on in Jackson politics? Oh, everybody's scrambling to get their signatures around to run for mayor here in the city of Jackson. Well, Derek Dobies, former mayor, chief of staff of the AFL-CIO, and current Jackson Public School Board member, got his signatures and turned in before anybody else. You got the John Wilson. He announced today that he has his signatures. He'll be turning them in. Who else is in the mix there? Christy Davis is out there circulating. I don't know if she's got her signatures or the Shalonda Hunt, who just won for city council, is circulating to be mayor. I don't know if that is not confirmed, is what I'm getting at.
Gotcha.
Jimmy did tell me that he was trying to encourage the Shalonda Hunt to run for mayor. And Jimmy's stance, which I gotta love, this is part of the reason that people still like Jimmy. He is like anybody but Derek.
Well, I mean,
now. Dina Morgan. Dina Morgan. And she told me yesterday on the phone that she does have her signatures. I have no reason not to believe her. But he's texting me something about, he says and I see him trying to pop in here, Kevin.
I don't see it.
I've got a little box here where it's boom, boom.
Yeah, that's us. The green box?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's us.
Well, I don't ever remember it like that.
Yeah, that's because
we're
in that mode.
So Lance is not getting in. I think it's our end.
I honestly think I'm having all kinds of issues on my end anyway, and that's what I'm working on trying to fix. Maybe morning recording is going to be processed. This is becoming a potato of a show, because right now we're just audio only right now because my computer is not doing well.
What makes that happen?
I have no idea. Well, I know why, but I'm trying to fix it, and it's not making it better.
Not optimal time to fix things.
No,
but that's when the only time you know they're broke is when you're streaming.
Exactly, you got to do it live.
You gotta fix things live.
It's this is why like most news places and whatnot have full production crews.
Oh
yeah.
a whole line of 4 or 5 guys That's just
4 or 5. Try 15, 20.
Well, NBC Nightly News or Fox, but Channel 4, Fox 47 probably has like 2 Hokies in a booth somewhere.
Yeah, no, but maybe. But
By the way, speaking of media, former Fox 47 Jackson reporter Darius Udries, who retired, he's resurfaced.
Well, I don't think he actually retired.
You're never going to guess. You cannot predict where he resurfaced.
Where did he resurface?
He is the representative for Interstate Capital, who tried to rezone that golf course.
Oh yeah,
in Leone Township. He is their spokesperson.
There's Lance, I think.
Are we back in business?
I mean, no, but Lance is here.
We'll see.
Lance, can you hear us? If you can, if you make sure you push the little speaker button. There you go. And right now, unfortunately, our video is down. But can you hear us?
Well,
Absolutely.
Lance,
I can hear you loud and clear.
All right.
That's my buddy Lance right there, Kevin.
Okay. I'm going to try to get her video back up. I'm working on that right now. Why don't you go ahead?
How you doing, Lance? Excuse me. How you doing, Lance?
Phenomenal.
I'm glad you're on. Sorry about the delays. From the beginning, well, prior to today's show and then into the show, poor Kevin over there has had one little weird problem after another, but that happens in this game.
Especially when the devil doesn't want the message I'm sharing to get out.
Lance has a good point there. Maybe that's
right.
Maybe that's it. Kevin does this every day, different shows. And then Kevin and he just informed me that this is our 99th show.
Oh, wow.
And so it's not like we're new at this. Now, when we first started, we had a hodgepodge batch of equipment that Kevin used to move around from site to site. And you've seen our studio. We have a nice studio. But it's amazing. You still have difficulties sometimes. It just happens.
Right.
Computers and cords and stuff. But it's happy. I'm glad to see you here. In the beginning of the show, we were trying to explain, I think it was 6 months ago or so, we had the founder of 10X Votes on here, Drew, because you were scheduled somewhere else. I don't remember what it was.
That's right.
And Drew explained it well, but you are the official spokesperson, and I love the way you talk about 10X Votes, so we're excited about having you on here to do what you do so well. And good. Right? I'm going to let you introduce yourself, see what you got to say, and I will see some.
There is a little bit of an echo. Can you guys hear me? Because looks like I just lost my video feed to you.
Oh, there we go.
Can you guys see me and hear me?
Can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Wow. This is the stream.
How's my video?
Right. Well, let's try this. Right? Okay. I'm just making me reset it again.
Do.
Yeah.
You guys okay?
And it took them 30 minutes to get going. Because guess what? They had technical difficulty. And he's we'll next week or something.
Quick. Check, Lance, can you hear us? We might have to abort.
Might be heading up to Traverse City early.
I think so. I don't know what's going on.
You don't have
people.
Can you hear us? I kind of
Yes.
heard you. Okay. I think we're back then. We might just have to go no video on our end.
Kevin, I was going to recommend that because things were going well until you put us both on.
Yeah.
All right.
It's still not going great, but it'll work.
All right, Lance, this is what we're going to do. Introduce yourself again. If we have another technical issue, we're going to end the show, and then I'll get back with you, and we'll reschedule you next week or something like that. But let's give it a shot, okay?
How's my video?
Your video looks great.
Okay, I'm in the frame.
Yeah, you are. You're doing good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Try again.
I'm reminded of that candidate in California yelling at her staffer for being in her frame. I'm not sure if you heard
that. I do remember that.
Yeah, my name's Lance Elliott Griffin, longtime precinct delegate for decades. Got started in politics in the 1990s. I was neighbors with then Governor John Engler and joined his speechwriting team. And speechwriting was pretty boring back then because I didn't have to tell the governor, hey, you need to write something about critical race theory or diversity, equity, and inclusion. Or
how could you have ever in a million years see this coming?
Yeah, there's drag queen story hour at the library, Governor, and we really need to say something about how horrendous that is. They're trying to mutilate young boys and tell them and convince them that they're little girls. There was none of that. Things were great because Republicans dominated the government. We have the Supreme Court, the House of Representatives, the Senate. We had a United States Senator, a Republican Lieutenant Governor, a Republican Secretary of State, and as we were leaving after 12 years, we got a Republican Attorney General, Mike Cox. And nobody talked about Michigan being a swing state or blue state or purple state. It's just a red state. And things were so great that people got complacent and apathetic and stopped engaging in the process. I mean, we had a governor who cut taxes 31 times. Mm-hmm. Imagine that. Why would we want to abandon all of that? But we did. Republicans, conservatives, Christians stopped voting consistently.
Yeah.
And so now there's 1.7 million right-leaning people who vote and are registered to vote, but they only vote 50% of the time or less. And that is killing us. You know, we'd be much further ahead if our own people would just get out and vote.
I wholeheartedly agree. And, you know, we could ask ourselves a lot of questions. What created that? Like in the beginning, I think you're right about complacency. But then complacency leads to other reasons. As we get years in low propensity voters has grown, it's gone into other reasons. What top of mind the last handful of years is what's the point of voting when our elections aren't secure?
Yes. And when our own people sometimes stab us in the back.
True.
Yeah, there are a number of other factors. But when we started seeing the drop off, things were really great, and the state was doing well. Hollywood moved to Michigan and started making movies here.
Yeah,
You
I
remember that?
Oh, yeah.
People were moving into Michigan. Unemployment was low. We, I believe we had a balanced budget. Nobody was talking about spending 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 billion dollars as a state budget.
No.
It was just it was great.
So,
Nevertheless, regardless of what the reasons are for these people not voting, in order for us to win, like we did with Mr. Trump, we basically have to make the elections too big to rig, and we have to overwhelm the Democrats with our votes because we outnumber the Democrats.
so I've heard you say this before, and I agree with you. We don't live in a blue state. We don't live in a purple state. We live in a red state. We just need people to get out and vote, and it's easy to do now. Whether many Republicans dislike it or not, there are so many opportunities to vote, and we need people to embrace those opportunities. From absentee voting, they will send a absentee ballot to your home every time there's an election in your community. And I got a little backstory about that. And then also the 9 days of early voting, that's in person. People need to quit thinking it's election day, I vote on election day. No, there's election 9 days or 10 days. Isn't it 9 days early and then the so-called election day?
Yes.
So there's 10 days of in-person voting, and then all the opportunities. You can go onto the Secretary of State website and registered, and every ballot, anytime there's an election in your community, a ballot will come to your home. So a problem right now is the constant millage requests coming from, say, school districts are notorious for it. And of course, municipalities asking for millage requests. And they often like to put them on May ballots or August ballots. And as frustrating as that is, and I think it is a trick that they used to win millage request because low voter turnout, there's a way to solve that. And if you're on the absentee voter list and the clerk is sending you an absentee ballot in the mail, there's no excuse. But here's my story that I just want to bring up real quick. I sit on a township board. In my very first meeting, Lance, my very first meeting was a renewal request for our public safety. Now, I am a public safety supporter. I have a background, firefighter back in the day, all that kind of stuff. I support our public safety. But they were requesting to put this on the August of last year ballot. Okay. And of course, I was opposed to that. I was like, why didn't you put it on the November prior's ballot? And all that conversation went on. I was the only no vote to put that on the August ballot. The rest of the board members, it was too risky not to put it on. We have to do this, And but my point is, my clerk says, well, Russ, it should be different now. With so many people signed up for absentee ballots, we should see an increase in voter turnout. Guess what, Lance? There was not. There was no increase. That means people received that ballot in the mail and it sat on their dining room table to increase their taxes. Phenomenal, isn't it?
It is, which is why our program is a game changer, because we certainly are encouraging people to use our data to identify these low propensity voters with whom they personally have relationships, to ask them to indeed get on the permanent absentee voter list, but also to vote during the 9 days of voting, if they haven't already voted absentee. It is not our culture on the conservative side to vote absentee.
Yeah, I know.
It's just not our culture. That is changing, and we need to continue to drive that change for as long as they have this opportunity. We have to take advantage of it, because if we don't, we're behind. And the Democrats take advantage of it. That's how they win in red areas, because they get their people out and bank their votes early.
Yes.
And then they're able to focus where they need to focus during the 9 days of voting. We need to do the same thing.
Lance, I've seen it just recently last week when Perry Johnson was here in Jackson, and I've seen people ask other candidates for governor or SOS candidates, "Hey, once you're elected, will you be able to change this absentee voting thing, or change this 9 days of early voting?" People don't realize that that's not going anywhere. It's in the Constitution, because it was an amendment on the ballot, I think in 22. And guess what? When people opposed to that didn't show up to vote, that's why we live with that today. So instead of complaining about it, and I think if we're not complaining about it, we need to embrace it. It is a strategy. It's a strategy that the Democrats have been using against us for a long, long time. And once we somewhat embrace that strategy in 2024 to help elect Donald Trump and to gain control of the Michigan House, was a good example of how it could and should work. Now, it needed to be greater than what happened, and that's what we're going to talk about today to help encourage that. Guys like yourself, guys like me, and others, we're out talking about this all the time. But you brought up it's not our culture, and you know what? You're so right. Boy, I know some great Republicans out there, and they have a heck of a time embracing that. Because I think they realize in 2020 and probably in 2016, that was part of how the Democrats may have cheated or did cheat in our elections. But if that's how we're going to make it too big to rig, is embracing what you just talked about.
And no matter what level of cheating they do not cheat to the tune of 1.7 million votes in Michigan. Our losses are entirely our own fault. We have 1.7 million low propensity voters on our side.
Amazing.
So they can stuff ballots and mess with machines and do all kinds of stuff. It's not going to amount to 1.7 million votes in Michigan. Sure, nationwide, they get over 1 million phony votes.
Sure.
But here in Michigan, 1.7 million conservative voters aren't showing up consistently, and that's killing us. And our program is changing that. As you mentioned, we started this in 2024, and the proof is in the pudding. It worked. We got 900,000 low propensity voters to vote. We're the only state to flip a legislature in 2024. Muskegon County, which seriously embraced our program, flipped their county for Donald Trump, which they haven't voted for a Republican president since 1988. So we know we get great results when we get low propensity voters out to vote. The base is going to do whatever the base does, but the low propensity voters are wild cards that we need to really get out to vote. They're much more significant to our electoral wins than independents, let's just say.
I agree. Trying to identify.
Is it you too? Okay.
Trying to identify independent voters is a lot more difficult than it is to identify and go after low propensity voters. Okay. And we're going to talk about how we're going to identify and suggest that you go out and encourage these low propensity voters to vote. That's what 10X Votes is. Now, in 24, I screwed around on 10X Votes. I got into it. And then, of course, now I'm glad you guys are rolling it out the way you did. There had been some slow roll here, but you've been out promoting it for months. And just the last week, I logged on or jumped on. And then the day before the show, I did the same thing. And I thought it was really cool just to navigate that map. Once you're on there, you navigate the map. It'll start right in your neighborhood and identify your neighbors. And you just go down street by street and like, oh my God, I can't believe that person is a low propensity voter. I can't believe that person is a low propensity voter. I have a nearby neighbor who's also the sister-in-law to our treasurer. She was on there. Now her husband wasn't, thankfully, but I said, oh, that I can check her, and then I noticed my neighbor. I can check him, and then I always tell a story that there's always that guy, and I live on a lake. There's always that guy that's flying the Trump flag on his pontoon, and when you look, guess what? He hasn't been voting.
There he is. Right there on our list. We've done the work, Mr. Chairman. We've identified the 1.7 million low propensity voters in Michigan, and we've made that data free and available to the public. So individuals can search our database for their family, friends, neighbors, coworkers, people from church, hunters that they know, golfers and boat owners. Hunters, golfers, and boat owners are the most likely to vote conservative in this country. And we all know boat owners, golfers, and hunters. We could get our 10 just by thinking about the golfers, boat owners, and hunters that we know.
Yeah, you sure can.
And I love that map feature that you talked about, Mr. Chairman. The fact that you can go to our website and see red dots over your neighbors' homes where they're not voting consistently. And you may know some of those neighbors like you do and be able to have a conversation with them about getting on the permanent absentee voter list.
Right.
So that they at least know the election's happening. The election comes to them. And then, of course, during the 9 days of voting, following up with those individuals and asking them to actually vote.
Lance, I'm part of the problem. I am not a low propensity voter. And by the way, Lance, I know you've checked on me because you've told me you've checked on county chairs throughout the state.
That's right.
I'm golden. A couple aren't.
Couple aren't. That's right.
You did tell me who. One of these days, I would love to know. But anyways, as long as we get them to vote, get them on the right track, it doesn't matter. I lost my train of thought about that. But I am not on the absentee voter list. I was one of them reluctant to not vote on election day. I always loved election day. I kind of looked at it like a holiday. I looked forward to it. I mapped my day around it. And then in 24 was the first time I ever voted early. And and so I still have that. I like the fact that I got those days to go wait in a small line and vote in person. But my wife, she applied and she's on the absentee voter list. So the ballot comes to her. Get to what she did. She filled it out at her dining room table because, believe it or not, she doesn't just automatically vote for who I tell her to.
Oh, goodness grief.
Yeah. Now, well, let me tell you, she votes red, though.
Okay.
She does vote red. But she does it on her own terms, okay? She does not ask me. And she filled it out at the dining room table, took her time, and then she went with me to go vote, but she just put the absentee ballot into the machine.
Yes.
So that I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get on the absentee voter list. I'm going to have them mail it to me like possible, but I'm going to take my ballot down there and put it in the machine.
If you sign up today, you'll have the ballot this week.
Oh, geez. For
May.
For May, yeah. I don't have a May one, but people do.
A lot of people in the state do. And
Yeah.
Republicans all over the state don't know we had 3 elections last year, and we're going to have 3 this year, May, August, November. And they're oblivious to that fact.
I know.
And that's one of the things you were talking about, where they wanted to do that millage, not during the general election, but some off-season deal, right, where fewer people are aware and fewer people vote against the tax increases and whatnot. We need to get on the permanent absentee voter list, number one, so that we know there's an election happening. This is the first year I've gotten on it, and I've got my ballot sitting right here on the dining room table, and it will be turned in person.
Yeah.
Some of the conservatives don't have confidence that their vote's going to be counted if the clerk mails it to them. Well, yeah, go in and vote in person then. It's a mail. Sure. They mailed it to you, but you don't have to mail it back. People can do like your wife and go in and vote in person, even on election day or during election week. But it's better to get that vote counted early so that we can focus on the individuals who have not submitted their ballots. We are keeping track of who's returned their ballots so that we can focus on individuals who haven't done so in those 9 days of voting. It is not smart for Republicans to vote for 12 hours on election day only, while the Democrats are voting for 9 days. We're conservatives, which means we're traditionalists. We believe in tradition. Election day used to mean something. Well, the Democrats have taken the sanctity out of election day, and now it's election week or election month because they get 40 days or so in Detroit, yeah, believe it or not.
Yeah.
And it just makes it's really, quite frankly, retarded to limit ourselves to 12 hours on election day when the Democrats are voting for weeks.
No, that's when you say it that way, and I've heard you say it often, you're like, yeah. It doesn't make sense that we would limit ourselves to 12 hours.
It's not a winning strategy.
You want to hear
we need to embrace winning strategies.
A weird, slight story to voting early. My longtime treasurer, and I know you know her, Karen Wooten.
Yes. Patriot.
Yes. She was like me. You vote on election day. Oh, all right. So, all right, I'm going to vote early. So she, just like myself, voted early for the very first time. And this was in February when it was the primary for Donald Trump and Nikki Haley. Do you recall that? We had to go vote for that. So she had voted early for that. And then the evening prior to election day, and it's going to sound sad when I say this, but her father, who was in Florida, passed away. Okay. Now, he had been sick, and all this. But my point here is she wouldn't have been able to vote on election day because she had to fly to Florida. That's our point here. If we're going to limit ourselves to 12 hours of voting, you don't know if you're going to get sick. You don't know if your car is going to break down. You don't know what's going to happen. So that is just a great example of getting it off your plate. It's taken care of. I know when I did it for the very first time in person, it was probably the Wednesday before election day, the week prior. And I remember thinking, well, I'm glad that's over with. Right. So there's a lot of reasons for that. Now, I want to remind everybody, it's simple. All you got to do, I go to my Google search bar and I just put in 10x, that's the X, the letter X, 10xvotes.com. That's it. Boom. It pops right up. There you are. You pick what state. So I think you guys are representing 3 or 4 states. Is it, Lance?
Arizona, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin.
Okay. You just push Michigan. Boom. Michigan pops up. You create an account. Real easy account. Just basic stuff.
30 seconds.
30 seconds. Bam. It automatically brings you up. One, it'll list, so like my name Jennings. It brings up a bunch of Jenningses in my community. Now, I was not related to any of them that were listed, thankfully, because that means that my son Kevin over here, who's stressing out over the technical things today, he's over there. It's not a good day for Kevin. You're holding it together pretty good, though, Kevin. It's with Band-Aids, I'm telling you.
We're limping along. We're limping along.
But thankfully, Kevin wasn't on there or any of my other sons. But then it took me right to my house. Okay.
Yes.
And then I could just, one, I seen a neighbor on there. I didn't have to even move the map. It's an interactive map that you can move. And you claim, they ask for you to claim at least 10, claim 30, 40. But as you're navigating on that map, and like I said, I live in a lake community, so there's a lot of little streets and all that stuff. I just went down every little street and I was able to pick this one, pick that one, pick this one. Some people I knew, some people I didn't. But I picked the people that I knew. One of them around the corner, I'm like, I can't believe that guy is a low propensity voter. And he's easy, approachable. I'm going to probably roll over to his house here. And, I haven't talked to him in a while. And Eric, how you doing? Yap, start a conversation. I'm going to bring it up. Now, he knows my role as the chairman of the Jackson Republican Party. And he's not going to be surprised the fact that I'm going to bring up elections. But that's just a great way. I'm not going to go there being an ass. I'm going to be, hey, Eric, how you been today? Yap. And then and then I'm going to show him how I identified him that, and I'm going to get his juices off one. And I'm hoping that he logs on to 10xvotes.com.
Yes.
Pick out maybe 10 of those people that I didn't know down his street.
Yeah, and you know what? And even a couple that you do know and that you also contacted. Now they've got two neighbors contacting them, and that is one of the other powerful aspects of 10xvotes.com, where we can contact the same people.
Sure. Now you got the double whammy or the triple whammy.
Now you got the double whammy. Exactly.
Right. And like I said, this isn't a confrontation thing. It's
not at all.
It's a concern. And by the way, if it's family, friends, neighbors, normally they're happy to see you. When you take family members, you're going to see them at a function and just bring it up in conversation. But while you're doing it, because they're going to be curious, how'd you know? I'm going to pull out my phone. I'm going to go to 10xvotes.com and then get them engaged in it too.
Yeah, you have a synergistic effect doing that.
Yeah.
Mike Garvonic, he's a campaign consultant, really, just a great volunteer for Anthony Ferlini and some other candidates. He has become, like you, a great supporter of 10x votes, and he often talks about the synergistic effect of him getting his 10 and then those 10 getting their 10, turning it to 100 people and then 1,000 and so on and so forth. And that's how we win. I've recruited 11,000 people, Mr. Chairman, to do this program. And that's a lot, but it's been, by myself. Fortunately, chairmen like you are starting to make 10x votes a regular part of their meeting agenda, whether I'm there or not.
Mm-hmm.
And we need all 85 chairs to start talking about 10x votes at every meeting, whether I'm there or not, and making sure their executive committees are all engaged with it, because what we need is 30,000 people doing this in order for Michigan to be red forever. Not just red again for 2026, but when we get 30,000 people engaging with this program, Mr. Chairman, we're going to be like it was when I got started in politics under Governor Engler. It's going to be red forever. We're going to have Republican school boards at the local and state levels. We're going to have the university boards taken over by Republicans. We're going to have the governor, lieutenant governor, secretary of state, attorney general. We're going to have 2 United States Republican senators.
Oh, man.
And we're going to obviously send a Republican delegation to Washington as if we were sending the delegation from Louisiana or Texas or
Right.
one of these super red states.
Right. Oh, I would love to see that. I am going out of my way to do whatever I can to try to make that happen. I got to say that most of everybody in the Jackson GOP has embraced 10X votes.
They sure have.
Yeah,
And
I mentioned,
Kalamazoo and other counties
yeah,
as well.
I'm sure you realize that many of us county chairs, you were just on our county chair call here last week,
Mhm.
but we communicate more often than what some people probably think. Although I wish communication between county chairs was even greater, but there is
Yes.
a core of us that communicate with one another quite often, and we've all embraced it at our county levels, and that's very encouraging. We've added it to our website.
Yes, thank you.
And
noticed that.
Yeah, and I think many other counties probably should or will do the same. By the way, if you forget what 10xvotes.com, always go to jxngop.org. I push that website. Kevin, how often do I push that website?
Almost to the point of nausea.
Almost to the point. But you can jump on that website and find 10X. It just takes a direct link to it. We have podcast on that website. The Livingston County podcast you can get the link to that there, and Promethean Action, and I think there's a dozen podcasts. It's amazing, but that's what a good website's supposed to do. But I encourage, if you 10xvotes.com, go there, or go to jacksongop.org, and you can find it there. And like I said, it's super simple to sign up and get going. And then something that was brought up months ago, talking about this, is, and this is how it happened with me when you guys first launched a couple of years ago, is a little bit of voyeurism. I was curious to see who the low propensity voters were. You guys weren't geared up, or you weren't promoting as much as you are now to explain the significance of what this could be, what this tool could be for us. And you have done a phenomenal job crisscrossing the state. I'm one of many county chairs, but I like to go to other county events. I cannot go to them all. And it doesn't matter which one I'm at. Lance, you were there talking about 10X votes. So that's very cool.
Yeah, I've enjoyed that. We're trying now to help people understand what's at stake.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And why this is so important. We've got, for example, an election coming up next month for the 35th Senate District here in Michigan.
Yes, we do.
Those people have been unrepresented for over a year because the governor refused to schedule a special election. And the White House is watching that race, believe it or not, very closely. And they've got a person here, Brian, that they're checking in with regularly to see what's going on with that race. They need us. They want us to win that. So the Democrats don't have a majority in the Michigan Senate. And that'll force the lieutenant governor, who breaks ties in the Senate,
right,
to be a little bit less radical, especially since he's running for Secretary of State.
So let's bring that up, and then let's talk. This ties into the importance of getting people out to vote. Yesterday, the Michigan Democrats got together for their state convention, and I watched some videos of it. Right when I thought we had problems, they had a lot going on at that convention. I don't think they had the results till like late after 8:00, but they have chosen their a candidate for Attorney General, and they have chosen their candidate for Secretary of State. And the candidate for Attorney General, Eli Sabat, what's the last name? Do you know how to pronounce it, Lance?
Sabat.
All right. His name's Eli. Anyways, he is the current Washtenaw county prosecutor. And Washtenaw County, if you know anything about Washtenaw County, and Lance, I'm sure you do, but listeners out there, it's a very liberal county, radical liberal. They have a crazy sheriff, and he is an attorney general. He's one of these no cash bail. The police are more the criminals than the criminals.
It's a college town.
It is a college town, and
or yes, county.
But that's his background. His background. There's a stark difference between Eli Sabat and the Republican candidate Doug Lloyd. Do you want insanity, or do you want a good, solid, common sense attorney general? This is what's on the line. People need to realize that.
100%. And with regard to the 35th Senate District, they had a primary in February, and 26,000 Democrats came out and participated in that primary. Only 18,000 Republicans came out and participated in the primary.
I'm glad you brought that up.
That's, again, what's killing us. Not Democrat cheating, which definitely is not good for us, but we're worse for us than the Democrats are with regard to turnout. 8,000 person difference in a red district where we outnumber them.
That's remarkable to me, and I knew that. I'm glad you brought it up.
We can't allow that.
Cannot allow
so
that.
We are activating people left and right in that district and outside of that district, because you might live in Grand Rapids or Mackinac, but people in that district over there in Midland, Bay City, Saginaw area, and you can activate low propensity voters who live in the district.
Yeah. And
we're doing that. And we're also, as you may have heard, sending busloads of people from Traverse City, Kalamazoo, and Grand Rapids, 150 people over there to knock doors this Saturday.
Oh, good.
Yeah, 150 folks.
Now, I would assume leading into that primary, the candidate and many organizations were over there promoting the Republican candidates. It just seems to me that people still should have known that there's an election coming. Why didn't they take it so seriously? It's just like I said, maybe we shouldn't dwell on it. We just got to figure out how to prevent it from in the future.
And this is the way to prevent it in the future.
Something simple. This is a simple way doing it.
That's right. How do we get 8,000 people to turn out? We activate 800 people to do this program. Period. We activate 800 people. Just think of the reach that the 3 county chairs have. Midland Republican Party, Bay County, Saginaw County.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think between the 3 chairs they can come up with 800 people to activate to do 10x votes in their district? They alone should be able to handle this.
So I will say this, Lance, as a county chair, sometimes participation it's discouraging at the county level. But the way I'm thinking about it here, if we can expose them to the importance of what we're talking about and expose them to 10x votes, I could really care less if they come out and hang out with us at the Jackson GOP or not.
Right.
To just make sure, yes, Lance, I want as many people up here in our suite as I can get in here. But the core of this is to engage these people of the importance and how easy it is. I'm one of these. I hate signing up for things online. I hate creating passwords, and I hate remembering them and all this. Let me tell you how simple this is. Once you've signed up real simple, and then when you go back to it, it just brings you back where you were. It's the simplest thing I've ever signed up for. It was that simple. And so I want to encourage people that might be like myself. Yeah, it's like my chart. I always got to punch in a bunch of stuff. You don't have to do that. Once you're there, a couple of questions, you're in, and you can jump on that. You could be at your local grocery store and pop on and look at the neighborhood around here. You know, I know so and so lives around the corner here. It's just that simple, and it's that huge.
But that's exactly right. And again, we have to do this because what's going on around the country is not good. It's not good news with regard to Republican turnout. There have been a whole bunch of special elections since Mr. Trump was reelected, and the Democrats have flipped 30 seats from Republican to Democrat.
Yeah, we're
across this country.
We're behind the 8 ball, and we haven't really even gotten started yet. We have to take this seriously.
That's the thing. We have to take it seriously, and we have to do something different. Michigan is leading the way in terms of getting the low propensity voters out. So I think we're going to have different results than the many other states. But the Democrats have flipped 30 seats from Republican to Democrat, and we have flipped 0 seats from Democrat to Republican.
Wow.
That should be a wake-up call for Republicans who are sitting on the sidelines thinking somebody else is going to do 10x votes. Somebody else will take care of it.
Yeah.
No. We have to participate in our own salvation.
You know, it's been a long time, but that's why I got involved. I noticed that someone else wasn't taking care of it. And I'm like, I've got to do something, even if it's just a little bit. And of course, it becomes addicting once you get involved. And next thing you know, you're running the whole operation or something. And
that's right.
And I jokingly say all the time, I'm a Seinfeld fan, and there's a show where Kramer's or something. And
can you see who's on the whole
operation? Well, I often say that to my wife. I'm going to have to take over this whole operation, and she just. But
actually,
yeah,
that's Kramer on the wall back
there. The guy from Kenya. Oh, okay. There we go. So you know what I'm talking about. But anyways, when I say, "Wife, I'll be frustrated with something. I'm going to take over this whole operation." She sits in her chair over there. She just shakes her head, saying, "You know, the next thing you know, that's what happens." So, but no one else is going to take care of it. We got to get the attitude. Can just we are, you know, all the time. You don't have to be mean about it like me, to where I, you know, every waking moment. But all I do is just participate just a little bit. I think 10x votes is a great way to do that. Beat West, like just and become a activist like myself. You know, you never know. So.
Well, we've also
Kevin,
got
seen a video.
Yeah, I thought I had it up for a second, but it was starting to lag down. So
yeah, we have experienced flipped seats in Georgia, Iowa, Mississippi. In December, Miami elected a Democrat mayor, which they haven't done in 30 years.
Yeah.
Mar-a-Lago just elected a Democrat state representative. That's a red area. The Republican who won the area last time won by 19 points. And, you know, you would think that there's no way they can flip that seat. Well, people thought, okay, Mr. Trump's in office. We just won by 19 points. Don't need to get out and vote. No, that's wrong attitude. Got to get out and vote. The Democrats don't stop working. They work 24 months out of a 24-month, 2-year cycle. We after our convention, we kind of just take a break, and we work for a good 4 to 6 months before the November election, and we think that's sufficient. It's not sufficient. And
I've always said that the Democrats are really, really good at networking. They are really good at pulling together a large group, like you had mentioned before, out of nowhere. Like they send out a mass text or something, and that's something that the Republicans haven't been able to capture very well, I don't think.
or emulate. That's exactly right.
Yes.
You know, both are.
I'm sorry, Lance. A good example here in Jackson. I know the Jackson Democrat chair. We get along. We know each other. But they had an issue. For example, our sheriff was the first in the state to enact. I forget what they call it, 187G or something. But anyways, where we detain illegals for up to 48 hours if they're arrested, for the ICE agents to come and pick them up.
Well, if they're arrested for anything else, but then
right. So if you're arrested for an offense in Jackson County and they get you to the jail and they find out there's an ICE detainer on you, they will hold you for 48 hours for the ICE to come pick that person up. Without that, if they post bond, the sheriff was obligated to let them go. And the Democrats, of course, their hair is on fire over it. But we're leading into what Kevin said. Thank you for participating in the show a little bit.
Yeah, well, there's nothing else I can do. So
they were able to activate in a week's time 150 people to pack into our county commission chamber to speak out against the sheriff doing this. Now, I learned of it the day they sent it out, for example. And boy, the Jackson GOP worked really, really hard to counterbalance their response. Now, we did well. 30 people.
Yeah, that's
30
good.
To their, but I give credit where credit's due. He was able to activate those people in a week's time and pack that room.
Mm-hmm.
And so, Kevin, you're right. They do have a way to network that's better, or they take the networking more seriously. I constantly complain. The Jackson GOP communicates through many
media
ways. We do in many ways. Now, unfortunately, our primary way of communication to precinct delegates and stuff is through email, but we have a text messaging service. We use it. We do multiple podcasts. We're all over social media. If you're plugged in just a little bit, you're going to know what we're up to, right? But I don't think it's from a lack of our efforts, the county party's efforts. It's a lack of the people plugging in just a little bit to want to know what's going on. And where the Democrats, that's where the Democrats do better. They take the messages that they're receiving more seriously. My secretary can send out emails to all the precinct delegates, for example. And the emails platform that we use will show you how many people open their email. Okay. So 139 of them went out, whatever it is. 25 of them got open.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that? Why is that? How many people are watching the podcast? How many people are on our social media? I think that's where it is. How do we create our supporters to care enough to just plug in a little bit? And they'd be amazed at what we're out doing and how they can help us. Yeah.
Especially your activity. Well, one of the things I've learned over the last 3 decades of doing this is phone trees work.
Yeah.
We have 33 or so townships and cities and municipalities in Kent County. And, a whole bunch of precinct delegates. And so last year, I broke out the precinct delegates into groups and assigned 25 different people to absorb and take responsibility for calling a group of precinct delegates every time we wanted to do something, whether it was a Lincoln Day dinner or a spring reception or a flash mob or whatever it was. If we needed people to participate and know about an event, we had 25 people calling.
Lance, I do know that works, and part of over the years is assuming that social media is going to work for you, and it doesn't. Just in the last couple of years, we've learned, say it's a Lincoln Day dinner. We'll put our volunteers on the phone. It's amazing. I got one volunteer, Judy. It doesn't matter the event. She's on the phone calling people. And,
Wow.
and it works. I've seen it work. Then as a chairman, okay, there's a lot on my plate, Lance, all the time. But let's say we're going into a Lincoln Day dinner, our most important fundraiser of the year. And when I sat down and went through my contacts and I physically made phone calls, hey, so-and-so, or even if I personally texted them, okay, not through a mass text, me personally texting them, hey, I haven't heard from you in a while. This is our Lincoln Day dinner coming up. It worked. It worked. The best is, I'm going to give a good example. And I think I seen you down to St. Joe County for the launch party for Steve Carra.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know how I ended up at Steve Carra's event? I was considering going anyways because I like Steve.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great.
And I remember seeing it. I'll throw it on my calendar, and I forgot to throw it on my calendar. I wasn't taking it seriously. It was just in the back of my mind. One day I'm driving the car, phone rings at Steve Carra. Hey, Steve, how you doing? And he reminded me of his event. Right?
Well, that was personal responsibility. It's someone you like, someone maybe a friend of yours is saying, hey, I'll see you there, right? Now you feel like you have to.
Steve Carr is a good salesperson, let me tell you that. Because I said, yeah, Steve, I planned on going. I'll make sure I get it on my calendar. I'm going to be there. You know, the minute I stopped the car, I had it on my calendar and I registered me and Karen to go down to that event.
Yes.
It works. If Steve had not called me, I don't know if I'd have drove over to St. Joe's or not.
Exactly. The phone call is essential in terms of getting people to turn out. It is the primary mechanism for 10X votes as well, because we're asking you not to contact 10 strangers. We're asking you to contact personal friends, family, neighbors, coworkers with whom you have a relationship, and it's very likely you have their phone number.
Yeah.
So we want you to give them a call, give them a text, contact them, have a real exchange with them, because all the studies show that individuals are far more likely to take action when they're asked to do something by someone with whom they have a relationship, someone with whom they already have rapport. It's more powerful and impactful than any yard sign or expensive literature or even the candidate knocking on their door. The fact that you have a relationship with them and you're asking them to do something makes all the difference. And that's why 10X votes, being relational, has been so successful.
Lance, we're going to shut this down. I'm going to the Michigan Township Association in Traverse City for 3 days. I'm leaving the studio. I'm driving right up to Traverse City. Haven't been there in over 20 years, so I'm looking forward to Traverse City. And then Kevin's still over there dealing with our technical issues. But guess what, Kevin? You've held it together pretty decently.
Yeah, we've done all right.
Now, Lance, normally I take these shows, and I do plan on doing that with this particular stream, and I cut out clips that I can put out on all of our social media platforms because, unfortunately, people have short attention spans, and they like minute clips. I might have a difficult time doing that with this particular stream with the problems we have. I'll probably be able to pick out a couple. But what I'd like to do in the coming weeks, it doesn't have to be immediately, in the coming weeks, maybe before June or something, get you personally in the studio.
Yeah, I can do that easily.
Yeah, I know. Matter of fact, I almost asked you just if you could anyhow, because I know you're not afraid to get in the car and drive anywhere.
That's right.
But out of convenience, I thought this would be a good option. So I would love to get you back here in person in the studio.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll bring up the website right on the monitors, so people can see how simple it is. So I'll be in touch with you soon to schedule something in the next handful of weeks or so, if that's all right with you.
And just so you know, it wouldn't have mattered either way. It's even if we had him in studio. So
you're very right. We were struggling even in person.
It's going big.
Yeah.
I had something real quick I wanted to bring up about the whole networking with the Democrats being better at it about stuff. Do you think it has more to do with the emotion behind the things that get behind? Like, for example, they were able to get all those people at the county commission meeting over the immigration ICE issue. Is it more? Do you think that it's more of an emotional thing? They're more emotional to go to those things than Republicans?
They are more emotional as a people. That's their worldview, is based more in emotion than science and facts and figures.
Right.
But we're emotional and very passionate about immigration and other issues as well.
Yeah.
They're better organized. They do phone trees. They do the social media. They do the email. They use every tool at their disposal.
Right.
And they use them consistently.
Yeah, they do.
They have to, because if they didn't, they'd lose everything, because they are outnumbered. And they have to bring in money from out of state. They have to cheat, mess with the machines, stuff illegal ballots in different places.
Right.
Because head to head, they know they lose. Mano a mano.
Yeah, that makes sense. Sense.
Lance, I'm gonna rat out a candidate for governor who I like very, very much. I loved the little clip that Eric Nesbitt put out promoting 10X votes. Okay. Eric, he's a great communicator. Everybody, very likable guy. You know how he is. And it was I just remember it was a great clip. Matter of fact, I might have shared it on our social media page. I don't know. But anyways, we had a precinct delegate recruitment day Saturday here at the Jackson GOP. By the way, we signed up over 50 precinct delegates.
Wow. Praise the Lord. That's awesome.
That's
yes,
great.
We sure did. A lot of it was convenience, existing precinct delegates that want to sign up back up. Many were new faces I had never seen.
That's great.
That's what I really like the most. And of course, my volunteers, they all put cookies out and donuts and, make a big deal out of it. By the way, that stresses me out at times that they do that, but I'm thankful that they do. They put their touch on everything. But we signed up over 50. But 2 interns from the Nesbitt campaign appeared to come up and talk to people. There were 2 young girls. Both were very smart. One was just very talkative and into everything. Mm-hmm. And when me and Karen brought up 10X votes, neither one of them had heard of it.
Yep.
Did you hear me breathe?
Now, if they're the same interns that I had met the one day when they got a meeting canceled or whatever, they were younger than I was. So I wonder if it's an age group.
They are 19, 20 college age students. Now, of course, Karen was here, and she educated them on 10X votes. Like, let me tell you, they probably walked out of here, and they're showing everybody 10X votes.
That's what it's there for.
That it's a frustrating, boy, especially for you, but it's frustrating to me. That we're running around selling such a great thing, something so awesome to do, and how does it slip through the cracks with every single person on any campaign that to not know about it? Like I said, all I can do is go
and use it. We have people using it actively with their campaign. Marcy Griswack, who's running for the Senate, Laura Perry, who's running for the House, Representative Joseph Fox running for the Senate, many Kenny Clavenger and Michael Markey, Senate candidates.
I think Justin Griffin's going to use it. Here's where we're at with that. Resources are small. They don't have resources to have this at their disposal, have their own app or something like that.
Right.
And Justin's just getting started. We have a fundraiser for him here coming up in a week or two that I'm going to announce in a little bit. But yeah, now that I'm on that, so if I'm standing in a random neighborhood, Lance, okay?
Random neighborhood.
Russ is standing there, and I go to 10xvotes.com. It's going to bring up those. Or I'd have to interactively move the map to that neighborhood, and then it would bring up each and every low propensity voter in the neighborhood that I'm standing, and then the candidate then can go and target those people on the app. Correct?
That's exactly right. And the candidates who do that have a far greater chance of winning, because the candidates who are not doing that, you know what they're doing, Russ? They're taking this expensive literature from Mike Cox and Ralph Rebant and everybody else and his brother, and they're knocking on Democrat doors. They're knocking on solid Republican doors, wasting the expensive literature on Democrats and solid, normal, high propensity voting Republicans.
Right.
They need to be laser focused on getting Republicans out who vote the right way but don't normally vote. You make a difference that way. You win that way.
Mike Rogers for U.S. Senate. Matter of fact, they're supposed to be moving into our office today. I have not seen them, but they're renting office space for their campaign, which, Lance, I'm excited about that. The resources that a campaign that large is going to provide for something like Jackson's GOP is huge. Kind of like Trump Force. That's how we ended up where we're at now, is Trump Force.
100%.
Now they're going to come with use their own app, whether it's i360 or whatever it is. And my first initial thought was, well, when we take Justin Griffiths, for example, or any of our candidates, that we would just jump aboard their resources and use their app, because they're targeting low propensity voters.
Theoretically.
Theoretically. And I'm glad you brought that up, because I noticed when we were knocking doors for Trump Force, it wasn't that good.
No.
So I don't have a lot of confidence in it. So I'm glad we brought this up. There might not be any reason at all for a candidate like Justin Griffiths or any of them out there just to use 10x votes.
I would. If I were running for something, which I have not and will not do, but I would use this. Amen. Because we're not charging people to use it. It's accurate data, and you're activating people who can actually help you win. Knocking on Democrat doors, which is what a lot of the Trump Force 47 people were doing, is an utter waste of time. Mm-hmm. And quite frankly, knocking on my door or Russ Jennings' door is a waste of time.
I say that to Kathy Schmaltz all the time. Of course, this is a lot of outside organizations that do a lot of mailers for her, thankfully. Yeah. But my mailbox is constantly full of Kathy Schmaltz for state rep. And I tell Kathy.
She fully utilizes her allotment from the House and her campaign.
Don't send that to my house. You're wasting the expensive literature. And of course, she doesn't even know half the time that literature is where it's coming from. It's just, she's in a tough district in a lot of organizations. Like I said, thankfully, throw effort into her campaign. But you're right about that. The money wasted, the time wasted if you're out knocking doors on doors. Hardcore Democrats or a Republican like myself, don't knock on my door.
Skip it and go to a low propensity conservative door.
Right.
And that's what a lot of candidates are figuring out and doing. Justin, for example, can go and pull up the House district for which he's running, because he's running for the House down there, right?
Yeah.
We have the House districts broken out on our website, and we'll put a border around his district. And everybody inside that border who's a low propensity voter will be highlighted, and he can just start knocking on.
Wait. So, Lance, that's not automatic.
Do the same thing.
That's not automatic when you go on a 10x votes, but that's something you can provide for the candidate, correct?
Well, I noticed when I logged on this morning, just playing with it a little bit, I was in the search, and I could break it down by House.
Oh, so
and state.
I've got
House and Senate. Yep.
Okay.
We allow everybody to do that.
Okay, I'm going to have to screw around a little bit more on it and perfect that.
Oh yeah,
yeah. That's another game changer.
Okay,
and the candidates who are using it are getting great results.
By the way, we just wasted our time talking about something that I wished we'd had already known, because I know you had been talking to Justin and candidates that there's a way to do that. Me personally, I had not experienced that yet. I haven't messed around with it to that point, but that'll start today.
Amen. Good.
Yeah.
All right.
Awesome. And I apologize for the technical difficulties, but you held it together well. It was kind of a radio interview more than anything, but we appreciate that. So we look forward to having you in studio soon.
Thanks a lot, Lance. Any parting words you want to say?
No, I would just say that realize that we have to participate in our own salvation. The Democrats have taken what we used to take for granted. They've taken taken it away from us because we became complacent, apathetic, and now we've had many years of antichrist socialist policy being rammed down our throats. And this is the program. This, the chairman of our party says, is the best tool and the only tool that we have statewide to defeat the Democrats and get to a situation where we are red again and red forever. We need 30,000 people to be participating with 10x votes eventually, and we will eventually have that so that Michigan can be red forever. 30,000 people. That means we need the 85 county chairs to embrace 10x votes and talk about 10x votes and put it on their agenda, put it on their websites, and make it a priority for their organizations. All the Republican clubs, like the Canton Club, the Plymouth Club, and so on and so forth, and the 13 district chairs, quite frankly, should make it a priority and provide oversight and leadership for the counties under their jurisdiction, like the 2nd District. Andy Seabolt supports 10x votes, and there are 20 counties in his district where he can help provide leadership to those 20 counties to help keep them engaged. And so that's what I would encourage everybody to do.
Thank you very much. Yeah, and I also want to say thanks to the two Drews who put this together. They put their resources out there and put this together. Thankfully, there are people like that that were smart enough and had the courage enough to do this. Yes, a lot of thanks go to you, but the two Drews, yeah, it's that amazing opportunity that we have here, and I hope we embrace it as best we can. So thank you very much, Lance, and I'll be talking to you soon. We'll get you here in the studio.
Good to see you, Lance.
Take care, guys.
Thank you. Bye. Kevin, we're going to be on video here? One thing at a time, right?
No, but I did do something.
What you do?
I made it so the website can come up.
Okay. Listen, I'm ready to head for Traverse City, so I will go into my announcements, and we will wrap this up. There'll be a few things I can clip out of that.
Yeah, I think so. Like I said, it was all audio, unfortunately, but better nothing.
Lance still on with us there?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's still here.
You can hang out as long as you want, Lance.
Yeah, Lance, we can pull you back up.
Fine with me. I will go into my announcements, and then I will hit the road. I don't know if I'm going to stop at the Tom Leonard event in St. John's or not.
No.
Tom Leonard has an event in St. John's at 6 or 6:30, and I thought, well, I could stop at that, then head over to Traverse City. But I'd be in St. John's like an hour before, or I'd have to wait here for. So I'm undecided.
Yeah.
You probably.
It's a hell of a hike too.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Lance, you probably do those logistic questions all the time, don't you?
The other day, I drove to Flat Rock because Mike Rogers was having an event with Americans for Prosperity at an arcade / other facility, and I went to Flat Rock for that event at 4:00, and then drove to Royal Oak after that event, and then to Clinton Township because Genevieve Peter Scott was having an event. And after that, drove back to Grand Rapids, and then the next day drove back to Taylor, Michigan. So
more than likely, I'm going to get in the car and just head up to Traverse City and get to my hotel room, and then it'll still be light out, and maybe
that'll be relaxing.
Take in a little bit of Traverse City before tomorrow. That's probably be my best bet.
You've heard Tom's plan.
I would like to see Tom. I haven't seen him in a minute, but I think I'll probably go straight up to Traverse City. But that's where I'm heading here. Justin Griffith's launch party and fundraiser has now been scheduled May 11th, 5 to 7. Right here at the Jackson GOP headquarters. Karen's doing a lot of lead work, of course, a catered event and all that fun stuff. So once again, Justin Griffiths for State House 47. Kevin, I don't know how many times I reminded people of this. Those of you that live in Napoleon Township, Columbia Township, Summit Township, Norval Township, Columbia Township, and Hapagris Lake Township. You are currently represented by not only a Democrat,
Crazy one.
but a crazy one. And we have found a great candidate to replace her. And
I like Justin a lot.
That is Justin Griffiths. He is an attorney, former Jackson County assistant prosecutor.
Yep.
And we're going to try to raise some money for him and have a launch party for him. And by the way, this is great news. It is hosted by State Rep Kathy Schmaltz and State Representative Sarah Leitner.
Oh.
So
I like both of those people.
That's right. they are hosting our buddy Justin Griffiths to get him off on the right foot. So we'd really like to raise some money for him so he can get some more literature and things like that. And then he'll grab his 10xvote.com and him and his people will go out and start knocking doors. So May 11th, 5 to 7.
Yep.
Ralph Rebrandt for Michigan governor will be hosting our Under the Oak speaker series, not on a normal day. We're going to do it May 18th.
Okay.
6:30 is the event. The doors will open at 5:30. It's a free event. Ralph's buying the food.
Heck yeah.
Ralph Rebrandt for Michigan governor will be here May 18th. Event starts at 6:30. The doors will be at 5:30. We do ask that you register so we know how much food to purchase at jxngop.org. So that is May 18th right here at the Jackson GOP headquarters. Kathy Schmaltz, let me see. She's got two things going on here. Oh, Kathy Schmaltz, all right. Americans for Prosperity is hosting Kathy Schmaltz, foster care. Kathy, she's into foster care and helping children and all that. Shoot, I didn't write down where that is. Do you see it on there? I think it's.
I'm looking right now on the website.
I think it's at Steve's Ranch here in downtown Jackson. Steve's Ranch. That's at noon.
Is it the campaign kickoff fundraiser?
Nope.
At Sullivan's?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Well,
that one I'm going to announce next.
Sorry.
Oh, the AFP one's probably not on here. Kevin.
No, it's not on there.
Okay. Hold on. So
Hold up.
Get confused.
Sorry.
May 5th. AFP, Kathy Schmaltz, Steve's Ranch, noon to 2. AFP's buying the lunch. They like to buy food.
Yeah, they do like to buy food.
And it's to talk about how to enhance foster care and stuff like that.
Okay.
So May 5th, Steve's Ranch. You can't go wrong at Steve's Ranch.
No, they got good. They got good food,
especially when AFP's buying.
Yeah,
so
or whenever buying.
Check it out then, and then back to what you were just showing. Kathy Schmaltz has her campaign kickoff, and fundraiser at Sullivan's, April 23rd, 5 to 7. Sullivan's is the former, across from the parlor, been there forever. Hunt Club.
Hunt Club, yes.
Former Hunt Club is now Sullivan's. That's Corey Kennedy's cousin.
That was it, or
his cousin. His cousin bought that. It buys. He also owns the barbecue place out there on M50 going towards Vandercook.
Oh, the West Texas.
West Texas. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
He owns the West Texas.
Okay.
So April 23rd, Kathy Schmaltz's launch party and fundraiser, 5 to 7 over to Sullivan's. Okay. Sounds like I'll be at that one.
I'm going to go there anyway.
Let me think down here. Oh, this one's huge. My friend Deb Drick, the chair of the Livingston County Republican Party, come up with this great idea. So apparently there is a winery in Stockbridge, Michigan.
Okay.
Now, if you're familiar with Stockbridge, it is right in the crux of Livingston, Jackson, Washtenaw, and Ingham County.
Yeah, it's right there.
It's like a no man's land right in there.
Yeah.
And she has arranged for a fundraiser for candidate for Secretary of State, Anthony Ferlini, and candidate for Attorney General, our friend Doug Lloyd.
Okay.
At that winery, Wednesday, July 8th, 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock.
At Wilson Estate Vineyard. Kevin, if that's not on the website, I will be sure that it's on there today.
Yeah, it needs to be added.
Chris Baird, are you listening? Anyways, I'll have Chris get that on there. I'll also get the AFP one on there. But since she she got Jackson County. This will be sponsored by Jackson County, Ingham County, the Livingston, of course, Washtenaw. But then she went and added a whole bunch of other political organizations, like Oakland County's chipping in, a couple of districts, the Washtenaw Conservatives Club. It's going to be a big to-do.
Yeah, sounds like it.
But hold on.
But wait, there's more.
$100.
$100.
50 goes to Ferlini and 50 goes to Doug Lloyd.
Oh, there you
Gotta
go.
remind people, it's fundraising season.
Oh, yeah.
These candidates cannot win without money. I know we hate money in politics, but it's just the way it works.
It's a necessary evil.
$100. Jackson's bringing some food. You know, the Jackson ladies, they'll put some yummy food together. We'll take it up there. All the counties are chipping in. And we're going to fundraise for Anthony Ferlini and Doug Lloyd on Wednesday, the 8th. Then, this is a big one. And it's not on the website yet because we haven't buttoned it all the way down yet.
Oh, okay.
But you know, the birth date of the Republican Party is July 6th.
Yep.
July 6th. That's on a Monday, right after 4th of July weekend. So, you know, we always get together down there and have some cupcakes and pray and happy birthday for the Republican Party. Well, we're going to make a big, big deal about it. We are inviting every candidate in Michigan, Republican candidate in Michigan, to get under the oaks on July 6th. I think at 3 o'clock, we're going to let them all have a couple words for a couple minutes. Whole big deal. We want Jackson Police Department be so concerned with all the damn cars in the road and 500 people in the street that they're mad at us. But that'll be July 6th. But get this. So we're going to do that from like 3 until 5. And then at 5 o'clock, we're having a 250 celebration right here at the Jackson GOP headquarters.
I should probably be here for that.
And that one's going to cost you, I don't know, $30-$40 to come. It's a fundraiser. We got to pay for the food. We're going to have just a big old party up here at the Jackson GOP.
Yeah, it'll be a good time.
With all the candidates and all that. So pay attention to that on jacksongop.org. I will get the AFP Kathy Schmaltz thing up there, and I will also get the Stockbridge Winery thing on the website. Yeah, those are just announced.
Unless I missed it, then it's not on the website yet, but it will be.
It will be. It's jacksongop.org. That's all I got, Kevin. I am going to hit the road.
Yeah, I got nothing else either. I've been struggling with the technical difficulties again. Sorry for that, but we will be back next week. I'm sure we don't have anyone lined up, but we'll be here.
Seemed like I had somebody in mind.
Okay, well, we'll figure it out. So, all right, guys, we will catch you next Monday, and we'll see you later.
Bye. Okay, what do you think, Kevin?
I concur.
No, I predict that in 2027, the political climate in Michigan is going to be much better.